Hi, my name is Dale Myers. I'm a patient of Dr. Benjamin Solomon. In 2023, I started having pretty severe lower back pain and pain that in my hip that radiated to my groin, which kind of indicated that my hip was having a problem. So I went through the whole orthopedic physical therapy process to the point where they thought out they were going to have to replace my hip. Before I did that, I came to see Dr. Solomon on one of my friend's recommendations, and Dr. Solomon had helped him. And he said it wasn't my hip, it was my back. So to further prove that, I changed orthopedic doctors. The second orthopedic doctor agreed with Dr. Solomon and said that it was not my hip, it was my back. So after that, I came to see Dr. Solomon, and we started about a 2-month series of physical therapy that is his specialty. And because of that, I've had marked improvement. Halfway through, it's not all the way there yet. There are really, really good days like last week, and sometimes backward steps like yesterday, but the forward momentum is continuing on. So I would highly recommend that if you have lower back pain or shoulder pain or neck pain, I would come see this guy.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now, when I examined you and told you that it was your back, not your hip, that was before you met the second orthopedist, right?
Yes, it was basically the reason I went to this second orthopedist, because Dr. Solomon put doubt in my mind that I needed that operation. So a couple things happened. Number one, I went to the second orthopedic guy, and he injected my hip with steroids and painkillers and said, when you wake up, if you're not pain-free in your hip, it's not your hip. I woke up and my hip was still pretty much in pain. So I figured that Dr. Solomon was right. In addition to that, the original orthopedic guy, who was triggered by the request for records by the second orthopedic guy, called up and said, you don't need a hip replacement, you just need shots in your hip. So Dr. Solomon was right, because what he told me, I took a different direction and proved he was correct. And now I am on my way to get my back and hip fixed.
And when I told you that, I didn't have any X-ray or CAT scan or MRI. You didn't do that.
Nope,
at that time.
just me limping in and having him feel my back. He identified it was a problem between L4 and L5, which was later confirmed. And I don't think he still has seen an X-ray. He just knows the physical structure of your skeleton and your nervous system, and that helps a lot.
I always advocate that the clinical examination is so important, even more important than some of the scanning that some doctors depend on entirely without examining the patient.
Well, that proved to be true with the first orthopedic guy. I had an MRI, X-rays, standing MRI, standing X-rays. He brought the really clear MRI out, and out of whole cloth got this, and I couldn't see anything wrong with my hip. Said my hip needed to be replaced, or it needed to be drilled to improve the blood flow. That was a decision I had at that point in time. After that, I saw Dr. Solomon, and he told me his opinion was that it was not the hip, that it was the back. So I changed orthopedic guys, had all the X-rays and MRIs sent to that guy, Dr. Minagini, if you ever really, really need a hip replacement. And he verified that it was not the hip, it was the back. And then I came back to Dr. Solomon, and currently under his care and improving.
And it has been about a month now.
It'll be a month next Monday.
Okay, and we have still another month to go.
Still have another month to go.
And how much pain do you have now?
So yesterday was a bad day, to be honest with you, but last week I couldn't bend over, I couldn't do anything. I put my Christmas tree up, I hung the lights on it, I winterized my lawnmower, all fairly pain-free. Now, I'm not going to say I'm pain-free or my back is totally freed up from stiffness, but it's enough lesson that I'm functional again, which is a good thing.
We'll see you again after a month,
Yes.
and then we see how much you progress.
And we'll have me and my wife both on here, and she can tell, she can verify how much better I am.
Excellent. Are you happy?
I am happy.
Thank you.